Hello students. So in the previous session we have discussed about the intermolecular forces. So depending upon the intermolecular forces, the three states of matter are solid, liquid and gases. So in this chapter we'll be going to discuss in detail about the gaseous state and the liquid state. So in this video we'll be discussing about the gaseous state, its introduction part and the gaseous law. As you know that there are 11 elements exist in the gaseous state in the normal condition. These gases are hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine and the noble gases like helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. So these are the element which is in the gaseous state in the normal condition. So let us discuss the general physical properties of the gaseous states. Gases are highly compressible. Next, gases exert pressure equally in all directions. Gases have much lower density than the solid and liquid. The volume and shape of the gases are not fixed. These assume the volume and the shape of the container. Gases mix evenly and completely in all proportion without any mechanical aid. Now let us discuss about gaseous laws. First, Boyle's law. It is a pressure-volume relationship which is explained by the scientist called as Robert Boyle. So this law is called as Boyle's law. That is a pressure-volume relationship. According to this law, the pressure and the volume of a sample of a gas at a constant temperature are inversely proportional to each other. That means when we keep the temperature constant and for the fixed amount of a substance, that is a gas, at the time the pressure varies inversely with its volume. That is, pressure is inversely proportional to volume. That is P inversely proportional to volume at a constant temperature, and the amount of substance, that is the amount of gas, is taken as constant. So when we keep the T and N constant, at the time the pressure is inversely proportional to volume. So when we remove the proportionality sign, we'll get a constant K1. So P is equal to K1 1 by V. When we consider a condition in which the pressure of the gas is P1 and its volume is V1, and for the same amount of the gas at the same temperature, when its pressure reaches to P2 and its volume is V2, so it is seen that the product of the pressure and the volume will be a constant. So that is P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2, that is a constant value. This can be explained when we consider a piston, that is a cylinder having a piston, which is shown here in this figure. Here, a cylinder in which there is a piston is fitted at one end. So here there is a particular temperature. We are fixing the temperature and a fixed amount of the gas is taken here. So when we apply the pressure, that is while pushing the piston, so definitely what happened, the volume changes. So the pressure and volume varies. How? When the pressure is increased, you can say when the pressure is increased, the volume decreased. Now you can see here in the second figure, when the pressure is increased, the volume, that is you can see here, now the volume of the gas decreased. So by increasing the pressure, the volume decreased. So you can see when the pressure is increased, volume decreased, and when the pressure is decreased, volume is increased. So here there is a inverse relation, that is one is increasing, the other one is decreasing. So that is due to we know that the gaseous particles can be bring closer when we apply the pressure. Now when you look at the second figure here the particles, gaseous particles are shown here, and because they are compressible, so when we apply the pressure, these particles will come closer as it is shown here. So automatically the volume get decreased. So the volume get decreased with the increasing pressure. So this is what the Boyle's law explain, that is, at a constant temperature, the pressure of a fixed amount of a gas is inversely proportional to its volume. That is, pressure is inversely proportional to volume. P is inversely proportional to volume. It can be explained through a plot, that is pressure volume plot at a constant temperature. That plot is called as isotherm. Isotherm is the plot between the pressure and volume at a constant temperature. So when we make this plot for a different temperature, as shown in the first plot, 600 Kelvin, 400 Kelvin, 200 Kelvin. So here at a particular temperature, we can say that with the increasing the pressure, we can see that the volume get decreased. So we are getting a curve in this way. So that is about the pressure volume plot for the different temperature. And for these different temperature, when we make a plot between the pressure and 1 by V, that is, it's a plot between the P and 1 by V, then we get a straight line for the different temperature which is shown here. So when the temperature is T3, that is greater than T2, then T1, we'll be getting the 3 plot, that is straight line plot. So this is about the Boyle's law. And however, at high pressure, the gases deviate from Boyle's law. Under such condition, a straight line is not obtained in the graph. Next law, that is explained by Jacques Charles. So this law is called as Charles' law. The temperature volume relationship is explained in the gases in this law. According to this law, at a constant pressure, the volume of a fixed amount of gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. That means when we keep the pressure constant and for a fixed amount of gas, that means pressure is constant and N, that is the number of moles of the gas, is taken as constant. At the time, the volume of that gas is directly proportional to its temperature. So when we remove the proportionality sign, then we'll be getting V is equal to KT. So when we consider the two volume, that is the volume V1 at that temperature T1 and the volume V2, the temperature is T2, at the time the relation becomes, that is V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. So this is the relation when it comes when there is a constant pressure and the amount of gas is taken as constant, at the time this relation is applicable. The relation between the volume and the temperature, that is at a constant pressure and at a constant amount of the gas, that is N, can be easily understood by this visual. In this visual, you can see there is a cylinder in which the gases molecules are present. So when the temperature is increased, you can see when the temperature was increased, so the volume is also increasing. So that can be easily expressed in this plot also. With the increase in the temperature, volume of the gas is also increasing. As we know that the temperature and volume have a direct relation. That means when we keep on decreasing the temperature, the volume will also decreases. So finally at the temperature minus 273 degrees Celsius, it was observed that the volume of the gas reaches, that is, it reaches to 0. That temperature where the volume of that gas appears to be 0 volume, that temperature is called as absolute zero. So what is absolute zero? That is a lowest hypothetical and imaginary temperature at which the gases are supposed to occupy 0 volume. That temperature is called as absolute zero. It is one of the quite important definition. Usually it is asked what is absolute zero. So what is absolute zero? That is, in the Charles law we have explained that volume and temperature have a direct relation. So when we make a plot, that is a plot between the volume and temperature, and we seen that there is a straight line, and when we keep on decreasing the temperature, that is better, we will be extending that plot in the graph. So we'll see that line will be touching to a point where the temperature is minus 273 degrees Celsius and the volume is occupying it, that is equal to 0 volume. So that temperature is called as absolute zero. So this is one of the most important definition. And it is seen that all the gases obeys Charles' law, that is at very low pressure and high temperature, all the gases obeys Charles' law. Next law, that is Gay-Lussac's law. It explains the relationship between temperature and pressure when the volume is kept constant and the amount of the gas should be taken as constant. So it gives a relationship between the temperature and pressure. According to this law, if the volume of a sample of a gas remains constant, then the temperature of a fixed amount of gas is directly proportional to pressure. That means V is constant and fixed amount of gas means N is constant here. It is said fixed amount of gas, that is N is constant and volume is constant. At the time, the pressure have a direct relation with temperature. So when we remove the proportionality sign, we have to keep a constant, that is K3. So P by T is equal to a constant, that is equal to K3. So at temperature T1, let P1 is the pressure. For the same gas at the same volume at temperature T2, P2 is the pressure. So the relation will be P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2 because P by T is equal to constant at a particular volume and for particular amount of the gas. So P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2. When we make a plot between the pressure and the temperature, that plot is called as isochore at a constant volume. So at different volume, this plot is made here because since they have a direct relation, P and T have a direct relation. So we are getting a plot, that is a straight line plot we are getting. So this plot is called as isochore. So this is the relation, that is a relation between pressure and temperature at a constant volume for a fixed amount of gas. That is, it have a direct relationship. Next law, that is Avogadro's law. This law states that if the pressure and temperature of a gas remains constant, then the volume and the number of moles will be directly proportional. That means here we are keeping the pressure and temperature constant for the gas. At the time, volume and the number of moles have a relation, that is direct relation. This equation is as follows, that is according to this, V is directly proportional to N. So V by N, that is equal to K, that is a constant of proportionality. V is the volume of the gas, N is the number of moles of gas and K is a constant. So we can rewrite this equation as V1 by N1 is equal to V2 by N2 because V by N is equal to a constant value, that is K. So we can say that at V1 volume, if N1 is the number of moles, then the ratio will be is equal to, that is V2 by N2. So that is actually we have already discussed about Avogadro's law in the first chapter. Since the volume of the gas is directly proportional to the number of moles, therefore 1 mole of each gas at standard temperature and pressure will have same volume. That is important here. That is at standard temperature and pressure, the 1 mole of each gas will be having same volume that we have discussed, that is 22.7 liters. Let us see what is this standard temperature pressure. the temperature 0 degrees Celsius or in the Kelvin 273.15 Kelvin is the temperature, and the pressure 1 BR. If the pressure is 1 BR, that is equal to 10 raised to power 5 Pascal, then this temperature and pressure is called as standard temperature and pressure. So these values are approximate freezing temperature of water, that is 0 degrees Celsius, and the atmospheric pressure at sea level, that is the 1 bar pressure. So the temperature at 0 degrees Celsius and the pressure 1 bar are called as standard temperature and pressure. So at this temperature, 1 mole of each gas having the same volume, that is 22.7 liter. So that is at a standard temperature pressure, the molar volume of an ideal gas or a combination of the ideal gases is equal to 22.7 liter per mole. So that is according to Avogadro's law. Now let us do a comparative study between the Boyle's law, Charles' law and Gay-Lussac's law. According to the Boyle's law, P is inversely proportional to V. According to Charles' law, V is directly proportional to T, and according to Gay-Lussac's law, P is directly proportional to T. So how easily we can remember these laws? That is the law, that is the pressure, volume, temperature relationship, and we are keeping n constant here. So if there is a relationship when we are discussing about pressure and volume relationship, that is explained by Boyle's law, and the volume temperature relationship, that is in the Charles law. You can see volume temperature relationship, Charles law, and the relationship between the pressure and temperature is, that is the Gay-Lussac's law. So the three laws very easily we can compare in this way, and when it is compared, the relationship is between the two pressure or volume at the time, T and N will be the constant. So if the relationship is between the V and T at the time, pressure and N should be taken as constant. So we are discussing the relation between the two terms at the time, the other two should be taken as constant. So better I will explain here, that is P, V, T and N. So if we are discussing the relationship between pressure and volume, at the time we have to keep temperature and the number of moles of the gases should be taken as constant. So the relationship between P and V means these two should be constant. If we are discussing the relationship between V and T at the time, these two should be taken as constant, that is pressure and N. So very easily you can learn in this, that is in the comparative way. In this the temperature and N is constant. You can see P and V relationship we are explaining, at the time T is constant and N is also constant in this. V and T relationship, so P is constant. P and T relationship, V is constant. So this is a summary of these three laws. Let us compare the three plots here, that is the plot for Boyle's law, Charles' law and Gay-Lussac's law. So in the case of Boyle's law, we know that pressure and volume relation is there and they have inverse relation. But in the case of Charles' law, there is a relation between volume and temperature, that is a direct relation. And in the case of Gay-Lussac's law, the relation is between the pressure and temperature, that is a direct relation. So when you compare these equation, it is very clear that in the first Boyle's law there is an inverse relation. So that's why when we make a plot here, the plot, the curve will be downward curve. But here there is a direct relation in the case of Charles' law. V is directly proportional to T, so we are getting a straight line. And in the case of third gas law, that is the Gay-Lussac's law, here there is a straight line. It shows that there is a direct relation between the pressure and temperature. That means when the pressure increases, at the time When the temperature increases, the pressure also increases. So better you can study these three plots together so that you can easily compare the plots. So here we have discussed about the gases law. So the next session will be discussed in the next video. So have a nice day.